How many watches do I have? That's a question I get way too much. My name's Keanu Carey. I've been collecting for about 4 years and I'm 20 years old. So let's see how many watches I have in my collection. Off the top of my head, I can think of like Rolex, Omega, I have a Gnomos, I have a Casio, I have a Seiko, but I couldn't really think of any more past that. So we actually have to go look for all my watches. I'm very unorganized, so we gotta go find them. There's one. Here's two. Love this one, little Tudor Oyster. 3, this one's missing a band. This is my Dan Henry. 4 on the wrist, got the Casio. Buried in this junk is another one. This is my Omega. Also got the other Casio. This is the calculator one. Underneath all that, Seiko. I actually missed one. Here's the other Casio. I thought this was the World Time, but I think it's just a fancy display. I just remembered I have one at the shop, so I have another Seiko, but I'm trying to sell that one. If you know anyone who wants it, I'll sell it to you. One was hiding in here. This is my Nomos, the Orion 35. Really like this one. Beautiful display case back. Super thin movement. Hiding underneath one of my things is my Islander. This is the Rangemaster Mechanical. Love this watch. There are a couple watches I don't wear really, and they're in here. First up, the Seiko. I really like this watch, and I don't really wear it because I don't know if it's not my style or there's no real reason to pick this one up over my other watches. I already cracked the crystal once, and so now I guess I don't want to wear it. But it's really pretty. I love this one in my collection. It's going in the pile. We've also got the Seiko Presage. Notice how a lot of my watches don't have straps on them. It's because I typically change out straps. So my favorite strap right now is on my Seiko. This is the Veyer FKM rubber strap. Super comfortable. And I've been crisscrossing this strap with the Dan Henry and the Islander. Yeah, I'll show you later, but they all look really great on this one. Of course, we got my grandpa's Timex in here. Beautiful watch. Very classy man he was. Boop. Oh, this is my Theo and Harris watch. I didn't get it from them, but it always reminds me of them. It's very Piaget-like, but this is a Movado in gold. Love this watch. I bought this from Cool Vintage Watches. Shout out to them. Very cool watch. I really like the gold aesthetic, but I'm always scared to wear gold because, I mean, I'm just not a very flashy guy, or at least I try not to be. And also, it just doesn't really fit most of the time. Most people think it's fake gold. Most people think it's a woman's watch. I really like the watch, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't really fit the scenario I'm always in. So, that's why I don't wear it that much. If you're wondering what other important goodies I have in here, these are stretchy rivet links from my Tudor Oyster. Super rare and expensive. And this is another stretchy rivet bracelet that's new old stock, but I kind of flipped the packaging, so it's not really in that great condition. This is a Hirsch leather strap. Hirsch makes some really good leather straps. This has a deployant buckle. It's 18 millimeters. It's just kind of a universal strap. I can use it for anything, but I haven't had it on anything at the moment. Came on the Nomos. I just remembered I also have my Cartier Santos Dumont, but my mom is wearing that one right now. We actually share that watch, so I don't have it right now to film, but I do have it. So this is my school bag. I have a Casio in here in case I forget my watch at school. Kind of a weird thing, but yeah, if I ever forget a watch, my wrist, oh my god, I'll show you I have a tan line. If I don't have a watch on, I look silly. So this is my backup watch. You're probably thinking, Keanu, this is a lot of watches, but I actually haven't bought a new watch in about 5-6 months. But there's one exception to that, and I'm going to show you. I did kind of splurge. I spent $40, so $10 each to get these 4 Casios. I got 2 of the calculator watches, and then I got 2 of the A158s, and those are the metal bracelet ones, and I think they look really good. I just kind of been stockpiling them. I don't know if I need them. Maybe I can give them away to some friends because the A158 is such a versatile watch, and for $10 it was so cheap. I was like, let me just grab them now in case I need to give them away or keep them or do something with them. Maybe make a video on those. We'll see. But other than those, I have not bought anything else, and I haven't made any big watch purchases. And another reason for that is I feel like my collection is doing really well right now. I feel like it's almost complete, if you would say. I have pretty much all my bases covered. There's not really a watch. Actually, I want to get like an integrated sports watch, but that's just because I love the integrated sports watch genre. I almost bought the Christopher Ward 12 Titanium. They had a really good deal. It was like $500 off. I was like, I don't know, maybe. I ended up buying it, but then they came back and hit me with like a $300-$400 fee for the taxes and imports. I'm like, that's like 30% of the watch. I don't even want it at that point. So I didn't get it. But just know I almost did buy a 12. I pretty much did buy it. I like put my card in and I like tried to buy it, but then they hit me with that import fee. So sorry for the messy workspace. I was gonna clean it to kind of make it look prettier, but I didn't want to misrepresent how my workspace usually looks like. So let's check out the watches I've got. Like I said, I have a very well-rounded collection. I've got my stainless steel ones, I've got my plastic ones, I've got my gold ones, I've got my two-tone ones. I've also got a super wide variety of brands. So I have German, we got Japanese brands, we've got, of course got the Swiss brands, we've got Swatch Group, we've got Rolex, we've got Omega, we've got a Tudor in there. So I have all these different brands from all these different places, and I feel like that's a really well-diverse collection. Of course, we got my chronographs. These are my favorite complications. I love the chronographs because they're just so interactive and fun. Nothing beats a Panda dial. I really like this Dan Henry. Of course, I would love a Daytona, but it just, even if I could afford it, it doesn't really make sense to like get one when you can get like a Dan Henry for a way better price. And of course, I do have the Rolex Oyster Perpetual that kind of fills the void of a Rolex. I love this watch. Of course, it's super special to me with the engraving on the back from my parents. It's an overall great watch. I've worn this pretty much everywhere. I wore it all summer. I was playing tennis a lot with this watch, and I wore it on the boat when we went kayaking. Super cool watch, super versatile, beautiful blue dial, and it almost looks black in some lights, but then you can just move it and it looks blue. Super beautiful, super versatile. This again, backup watch. I love this watch. It's just really uncomfortable. These bits right here that I'm pointing at, these are super uncomfortable. And for me, comfort and wearability is a huge factor on watches. This is super wearable on my wrist. Looks great on me, but it's not very comfortable. So I don't wear it unless I really have to. Of course, the Movado Gold. I love this watch. Something about having a gold piece. I always wanted a gold watch. So to finally have one, that's just really cool. I'm always scared that I'm going to mess it up because it is gold, but overall, just a beautiful watch, and I really like having this one in the collection. This Casio was for Christmas. It was a birthday gift from my girlfriend's parents. Very cool. I always wanted a white Casio or white G-Shock. It might look good on camera, but it gets kind of discolored in person, and it just doesn't look as clean as it used to. Still a really cool watch, though. I love the display on that one. Might have to pick up the black version. Gotta go with another Casio. This is my calculator. I love this watch. It's so like dorky but cool at the same time. I've never felt more like a nerd and like also like a spy kid at the same time. It's very cool. I don't know. I love the breathable holes on it. It's got a better strap than the F91W or the G-Shock we just looked at. And overall, it's just really functional. It has an alarm, stopwatch, calculator. I really love this watch. Super cool. They did a good job with this one. Very wearable on the wrist, but you can also use the calculator. Like, it's usable. Of course, I love my little Casio that's orange. This one I had to pick up from the UK. I believe it's a UK exclusive. This one was, I ended up paying double for the watch. It's a $20 watch. I ended up paying about $40 with taxes and fees and everything. And it was worth it. I love this watch for 40 bucks. Really cool watch, and I just love Casio. I really like how comfortable they are, and I love the fun designs. Shout out to the Mad Watch Collector. Love his videos. Can't forget my little buddy, the Tudor Oyster. I love this watch. It's so hard to get good footage of it because, you know, it just is old and sometimes the lighting doesn't hit it right. But I'm telling you, in person, in overcast lighting, this watch smacks. This watch looks so good. I love the stretchy rivet. Sometimes it does catch hair, but it's actually not as prevalent as you think. And overall, this is a super cool and rare watch. It is a 31mm, but it fits me very well, I think, and I love this watch a lot. It reminds me of my Oyster Perpetual, and I always like to tell people this is the same watch, just happens to be 70 years apart. I love both of these. My favorite watch is the Oyster Perpetual, so to have two of them in my collection, I think is fitting. I would love to get a bubble back Oyster Perpetual. That's my next like big oyster that I want to get. But that's kind of like the nerdy side of collecting the same thing over and over. That's what I like to collect. This is a watch that my mom gifted me using the money that my grandfather passed away. So he passed on some money to his kids, and then my mom bought me this one. Very pretty, as you can see. Nothing beats the Seiko dial. Looks gorgeous. Reminds me of like the Grand Seikos almost. I don't wear this one a lot, and because there's a scratch on it. I don't want to keep scratching it, but I will end up getting a strap that fits it. I haven't found the perfect strap, but it is a beautiful watch, and I wore it to prom, so it's such a baller watch. It's a little big on me, but I've kind of come to terms with bigger watches. It's probably the biggest watch in my collection other than my Speedmaster, but it definitely wears bigger than my Speedmaster because it's all dial. I'm a big fan of this one, and once I find a good strap for it, I might wear it some more, but definitely for a big wristed son, not for me. What is for me is this all dial 35mm Nomos Orion. This thing is beautiful, and I'm not very good at capturing this, but like it is so thin and so luxurious feeling in in person in the hand. Something that you really can't tell until you pick these up in person. I know they look so boring. They look like Dan Wellington, but they are beautiful. They are really beautiful. I think we call those step dials. I don't know if that's considered a stepped, but it is indented there, as you can see. Beautiful, beautiful watch. Very simple, very sleek and elegant. My favorite part is that movement. Gorgeous movement. It looks very good. Love wearing this watch. Very casual, but also luxury. I love wearing this one at school because, you know, nobody knows that you have like a $2,000 watch on your wrist because it just looks so plain, but it has so much history, German made, so beautiful. It really feels like you're wearing like an art piece. This one's an oldie but a goodie. Nothing beats the Seiko SKX013. I wear this one pretty much every day at work. I still work at a restaurant, which I really like, and I just love this watch. It is so beautiful, so elegant, but also very toolish. Screw down crown and case back, unlike the Seiko 5s, beautiful. I'm loving this Veyer strap. It is very well made. I bought it with my own money. Got one for my mom. She likes hers. And yeah, would recommend Veyer straps and Veyer watches. I actually really like their watches, but I did not end up buying the watch. So I just have the Seiko SKX013. This is my tool watch, my everyday watch. I really like the Black Bay 54, but when this watch does the same thing for like a fraction of the cost, I can't really justify spending the 4 on the Black Bay. At least not yet. I already touched over this one, but this is my Seiko. Beautiful, beautiful watch. Love the dial on this one. Love the indices. Nothing beats a good Seiko, and I love having an old Seiko in my collection because honestly, like, both of these Seikos are beautiful, and they are like at least 20-30 years apart, which makes it even cooler. It really shows you how timeless some of these brands can be and how long they can last if you take care of them. Here is the Islander Rangemaster Mechanical. Let me put it on the strap so it kind of looks better. Alright, so there we go. I kind of just took the Seiko strap and put it on this. This looks so cool. This watch is really awesome. It's very toolish. I love the full brush case. I think if you want to go full brush, you got to go with the black strap. I don't know, it just complements it so well. It has a Miyota automatic movement, but they took the rudder off, so it's pretty much just a manual winding movement that looks very skeletonized, I guess is the word for it. Very cool where it comes from. If you don't know, this comes from another YouTube channel, the Urban Gentry. Love his channel, and so I wanted to support it by giving him one of his own pieces. And this is the one that was my favorite and that I could get my hands on. So I like this one a lot. Of course, it has the little lion down there for him. And yeah, super cool channel, super cool guy. Would love to meet him one day. I'm almost positive that's all of them, but I'm not sure. And that's kind of scary to me. I think I have too many watches to where I can't even keep track of them all. I do rotate a lot and get a lot of wrist time for all of them. I'm not just like letting them sit here and not wearing them all. But it is kind of disturbing that I have so many of these watches that don't get a lot of wrist time they deserve. So I think I'm going to be selling some watches. Right now I am selling my mom's margarita time, the frozen margarita, and that watch is beautiful. I'm going to be selling some more pieces. I already told you about that Seiko that's at the watch shop. But I really want to thin down my collection. If you don't know, my girl watch right now that I'm saving up for is the Patek Philippe 5110. Either the R, I love the rose gold, or if I can string it and get it, the platinum. Of course, that would be the best piece to get, but that one's double the price of the gold. So either one of them I would be incredibly happy to own. But the real thing is that I'm actually not going to be buying a lot more watches at the moment because I'm going through college. I'm paying for my own school. I'm trying to save up for a house to move out. I don't want to live in my parents' house forever. And there are some other priorities right now. It's hard to have so many watches. And so when people ask me how many watches I have a lot. And I'm looking to thin it down. So if you know anyone looking for watches, some of these are going to be for sale. I'll put my eBay there down in the description. It's going to be hard though, because I built a lot of memories with these watches. And I really like these pieces. I'm not selling them because I don't like wearing them. I'm selling them because, well, I mean, I would like some more funds. And I need money to either go towards other things or to bring some new watches onto the channel. If you don't know, I am kind of working for Cool Vintage Watches in a way. I'm not getting paid to make videos, but you know, I am making money from the videos from ads. And I actually go to work at Cool Vintage Watches. I work a couple shifts every now and then. So in a way, we kind of work together. I kind of work for them. I don't really know how that works. But that's where I get most of my watches, and it's really cool that I'm able to borrow so many so I can share so many with you guys. I got a comment that was really cool about the Cartier Roadster. He was like, man, I've never heard of this watch. Like, thanks so much for showing this. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show off watches that you've not seen before, or at least cover things that I don't think that you would have heard from somewhere else. And if you find that stuff valuable, please subscribe, and it really does help the channel. I appreciate that a lot. Let me know what watches you want me to cover next, because I do have access to a lot, and so I'll try my best to bring in more watches if you guys keep watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.